Good morning, everybody. So let us do a quick review. So what we are discussing how to develop a class. For an example, as an example, we developed a pencil class with some attributes or features like serial number, model type, and has eraser. And we created a constructor. This is a default constructor. We set up some preset value for this default constructor, and also we created another constructor with some arguments. As we told what is a constructor? A constructor is a method of a class. A constructor is a function of a class that has exactly same name of its class name. A constructor is called explicitly when we create an instance of a class. By the way, what is a class? A class is a data type, custom data type that contains two kinds of elements, some variables or some attributes, and some functions to access those variables. The variables in a class are called field or attributes, and the functions in a class are called methods. Okay. So when a method has exactly same name of its class name, then we call it a constructor. A class can have multiple constructors, but those constructors must be different in terms of their parameter type or number of parameters. These are called parameters. Okay, and we use this operator in order to link this parameter with a field. When we have exactly same name of my field name and my parameter name, then we need to use this operator, this dot. But if my name is something different, for instance here serial number is in uppercase, so in this case serial number is field is lowercase, but serial number parameter is in uppercase is started. So in this case this is optional. I may use or may not use this, it will work. Okay, and we know that a class can contain some methods or behavior or functions, right? These are used to display actions by an object, and we learned that we need to override the toString method in order to display a string in textual representation. That's it, right? We learned this. The toString method is defined in object class. We need to override it. In Java, we need to use, this is called annotation. In Java, we use @ annotation, and O is in uppercase, but in CSharp we use public override O in lowercase, then we use string, and then in CSharp we use T is in uppercase. Okay, and we know that in main method we use the constructor to create instance of our class. So as many instances we need, we can create in our class. So here my P1 and P2 are instance of pencil. That means when we have an instance of a class type, then we call this as an object. Okay, but when we have an instance of primitive data type, then we call variable. For integer x is a variable, and it's a pencil P1 is an object. Okay, so far we discussed up to this. Anyone has any question? Okay, then we will learn something new today. Okay, for instance here in our previous few lectures we overrode the toString method. Okay, what is the purpose? What is our purpose to override the toString method again? Who can tell me? Why do we need this? Yes. Yes, whenever I say display string print system.out.println p1, p2 or p3 or p4, if I do not have this override method, if I do not have this toString method overridden, so we see that then we will not get our expected result. So if I have this, I will get for my object whatever I want to display over here, I will get some memory location. This says my object, first object, this one is a pencil object and it is located on this memory location. Okay, so but in order to do, so these are not meaningful to us. So in order to do a meaningful representation of a string, we override the toString method. We need to override the toString method. If we override the toString method, then we will get our expected output for our object. So everybody clear so far, right? Then in some situation we skip to override the toString method. For instance, if we want to display our object in our own way using our custom method. For instance, if I say public void say display is my method, okay, in this display method if I say okay, so I can say this is Java, right? So I need to do serial number. Let me write this method like this way. Okay, say serial number plus serial number this way. Okay, serial number okay, serial number equal to serial number. Okay, and for instance we want to display like this way, serial number, what is our other fields, model and then type, let us, this model is model. Okay, we want to display like this way. So can anyone please help me to figure out, am I okay or I need to do something else? I want to display serial number equal to serial number of my object. For instance, if I have my display method like this, so then I want to do this way. For instance, p1 dot display. If I want to display my p1 object, then I will call that p1 dot display. And then if I want to display p2 object, then I want to do p2 dot display. For p3 object, I want to do p3 dot display. For p4 object, I want to do p4 dot display. I want to do for p5, I want to do p5 dot display. Okay, I'm almost done. This methods call are exactly same way, but I need to do something here. Can anyone recall what do I need to do over here? You see that if I call this method, if I run this program, it will show me some garbage or
you have the display.
I'm sorry. Display. Sorry? Let me cut this. So hello world is coming from here. I don't need this hello world, right? Okay. For my P1 object, I have, so I wanted to display in a full screen online. Oh, the problem is that let me give not println and give print. Okay, let me run this way. Okay, I got my output, right? For the object 1, P1 and P2, I gave serial number 101. This is because I use default keyword. Okay, and so I got same for object P1 and P2. Serial number 101, serial number what is S is missing, right? Okay. Okay. SERIAL. What is missing? Huh? I'm sorry. So let me do this way. Plus model equal to model, then plus type, then print ln. Okay. Okay, that's good. I can get that way. But one thing should be appropriate that I want to mention, that if I use this operator over here. So if I use this, then there is no confusion that I will get same value. So this dot model and this dot type. So if I use this way, so the display method, I have a specific, if I have a specific method in order to display my object, then I don't need to override the toString method. Okay. But if I have my toString method overridden, then what I can do this way. I can display my P1, P2, P3 object, whatever I like, however you like, I will get those. Okay. So in some programs or in some text or in some books, you will see that there is no toString method overridden, but they have displayed, okay, the string using another method like display or whatever they have. Okay. But if I have my toString method defined, then what I can do, I can display my object whatever I like. But if I do not have my toString method defined, then I cannot display my object directly. That it will do whatever it will do, it will display just memory location. So now you understand the importance and use and usage of toString method, right? So we can bypass toString method if I have a customized method in order to display my object. Everybody understand? Anyone has any question? Can you please get your attention? Yes, please turn off your phone. Okay, that's it for now. And now we have one or two more important thing we need to cover. In next lecture we will discuss static modifier, that one more in depth. For instance, somewhere you see public static void main. Static is a modifier like public, private, key, protected. It has huge impact and use, but it is sometimes difficult to understand. Okay, next class, okay, come with some preparation that you have to give more focus and attention in our next lecture. Okay, we will discuss, I need at least 30 minutes to discuss static modifier with some live program. So we will hopefully discuss that in our next lecture early. So let us, for now, let us go for some old exam. Okay. So we have, so which way I should start, from the back or from the front? Okay, which way you like? This one, summer or fall? Fall 18, okay. Then maybe test 3 has class and object. I'm not sure. Okay, not this one, not this one. Okay. Okay, you say clearly. So let us review a question from last fall 2018 test 3A. Okay, what is the question? Can someone read aloud for me? The government is working on a top secret project and needs your help. That's good. They want you to prototype a sky turtle. Okay, that means prototype means you have to create a template of sky turtle. They need to know where the turtle is at what time. That means they need location. For each turtle has an X and Y coordinate, right? Okay. The turtle can hold up to 10 microphones and has the ability to drop a microphone, okay? Decreasing the number of microphones by 1, okay? For this question, you will write a class variables, that means fields, and a constructor for the spy turtle. This is my class name, right? Okay. You will also write a method called drop mic that decreases the number of microphones by 1. Okay. Then we need to write our code over here. So this is our problem. So let us understand, if we understand the problem. If we do not understand the problem, then we will not be able to start it, right? So we need to understand the problem. So in this problem, you were asked to write a class. Mainly the class name will be spy turtle, and the class will have some variables or field, some, for instance, x coordinate it should be actually, x coordinate and y coordinate, and it will hold some microphones, maybe 10 microphones initially, and there will be a method, there will be a constructor, this class, and there will be a method drop microphone that will decrease the number of microphone by 1. Every time if you call this method, this will decrease the number of microphone by 1. But default form microphone number is 10, right? You said hold up 10 microphones, up to 10 microphones. Okay. So you like me to write pseudocode or Java code or C++ code or C# code? Okay, that I can write pseudocode, but one thing I am telling you, writing pseudocode at this point for defining a class is not, I don't recommend. Because writing pseudocode is in exact form, it needs a lot of codes, lot of statements. Start class, class, start class, stop class. So like that, for instance, you need to start with class, then this one, right? And then in pseudocode, we do not have curly brace. So usually what we have, we use like this tab, right? Okay, let us do that. So class, but in pseudocode, actually, if you want to write pseudocode, you need to write actually start code, start, end, start and end, right? I'm not writing start and end, okay? You have to write yourself. Okay, for instance, what are my variable or attributes? Please put class variable attributes here. What are my attributes? X and Y, right? For instance, we can say integer type X and Y, int X, okay, int Y, X coordinate, Y coordinate. You can say in detail X coordinate, Y coordinate. Okay, what else we need? Do we need another variable? In order to hold microphone number, right? Okay. Int mic number equal to initially, okay, this is microphone number is fine. Okay, int microphone number. Okay, what else we need? We need a constructor, right? How do I say constructor? In pseudocode, you have to type in constructor. Constructor, what is my constructor name? This one. So you need to exactly type in start constructor, end constructor. I'm not writing those, okay? So in the constructor, what we will have? Okay, so for the constructor, for instance, I can say int X, int Y, and int mic number, m is in lowercase, and sorry, this will go within parentheses, and within parentheses I need to say this dot X equal to X, let me write it side by side. Let me make it side by side so that we can see each or everything. Okay. This dot X equal to X, this dot Y equal to Y, and this dot mic number equal to mic number. Okay, this is the end of my constructor. Okay, then what do we need? We need a drop mic method, right? Okay, write also a method called drop mic that decreases the number of microphones by 1. Okay, so drop mic is a method, maybe void. So by the way, constructor does not have any return type. Okay, but it should be public. public void mic, what it will do, it will drop the mic number by, decrease the mic number by 1, right? Mic number equal to mic number minus 1, or we can say mic number minus minus. That's it. Let us see what else it asks. So put the class variables and fields over here. They are asked to write this, only this here on this space. So we have done this. Okay, put the constructor over here. This should take stating x and y position and initialize the variables. Okay, so I can say this way, or I can this, there are two ways to do this. So that, for instance, you can do this way, or you can say x equal to, if you do like this constructor, for instance, if you do default constructor without argument, for instance, only pass PyTurtle, this one, then you can say x equal to, for instance, 100, any value we can assign, or y equal to maybe 200. This is the position, and mic number, maybe you can set 10 mic number, default 10 value over here. So let me put this side by side so that I can concise my space. Okay, or you can use this constructor. So I put my constructor over here and put the method drop mic over here. My drop mic is like this. What does drop mic will do? Only one line. It will decrease the number of mic this field by 1. Okay. Let us see what else we need. So, but in order to write your pseudocode, you have, I am not writing a complete pseudocode. You have to write start, end for each, all of this method, and follow the guideline of pseudocode. Okay. I prefer at this point not to write pseudocode, but I like, let us do a live program for this. Java. Test question solution. This is Fall 2018 test 3A. So this is my main method. So what I am doing first over here, I am creating my class SpyTurtle. This one. So I can create my class SpyTurtle like this, but I need to make some changes in my program. I need to start pseudocode from here, and I need to close over here. So up to this I'm fine, but constructor, I don't need constructor keyword. I need this, and at the end of this I need to close, and I need this. At the end of this I need this, and I need another bracket over here, and I need another here. So my class is complete, and there is no error. Now let us understand here. So this is my CSITEd class. It contains some arguments or some fields, integer type x coordinate, y coordinate, and number of microphones. So initially the CSITEd, I set up any value, 10, 20, or 100, 200, any value. Okay, microphone initially 10, and this constructor I might have constructor. There are two constructors I added here. Either and you can do. Okay, and I have drop microphone. So then what it is doing, that it is decreasing the microphone number by 1. Okay. Anyone has any questions so far? Then let us go to the question again. So I have done so far until this, I'm done this part. You see huge point, 45 points. That means in the upcoming test, if you do not understand how to write a class, then you will not pass in this. Maybe you will get at least maybe 50 point or 60 point for class decoration. Okay. Okay, that is another question. Imagine someone has written a dog class for you with the following method. That is a different class. But let us understand this one. Anyone has any questions so far for this CSITEd class? Yes.
Since those are class variables, is it required to give them access modifiers, or can you just leave them?
Okay, so yeah, that's a good question. Okay, for Java, good question. For Java, access modifier is default here. If I do not use any specified access modifier, is default. But for C# and C++, we need to explicitly define access modifier. Okay, so let us get this code, get this program in C#. How many minutes I do have? 9 minutes? Okay, maybe I can finish in converting in C#. C#. Okay. Okay, I did a mistake. 2018. Okay, let me solution Fall2018Test3A. What is our question number? Okay, Q2. That was question number 2. Q2. Okay, let me rename this one. Refactor, rename. Okay, this is my class CSITEd. In C#, I need to do this. Okay, but for C#, it will not show you any error over here, but here we need to do, for each of these, you need to do either public. Let me see either whether C# or permits default or not. So how do I see that? If I want to create some object, then I will be able to see that. For instance, CSITEd equal to T1, sorry, PyTurtle T1 equal to new SPyTurtle. If I call this way, then let me run this. Okay. Actually, in order to do this, I need actually to return public, maybe int. Let me return this. Return this one. So let me see. T1 dot mic number. Let me run this. Okay, it needs a semicolon. Okay, it says error. So SPyTurtle mic is inaccessible due to its protection level. Okay, that means I need to put access modifier over here. Okay, so for C# and C++, we need to put explicitly access modifier, but for Java, that we can skip it, but for we can make it a default. But C# and C++ does not have default. Okay, but in C++, what do we need to do? In C++, we need to use public, that colon sign. People, C++ people remember that we need to use colon sign. Now if I run this program, it should show me. So number of microphone is initially set up 10, right? Okay, now if I want to display okay, if I call my drop mic, after calling my drop mic method, okay, if I call my drop mic method, then I will be able, since my drop mic method returns an integer type value, so then what I will be able to do, I will be able to use my drop mic method as a variable, like a variable. So I can call this drop mic method over here, and then at this point, what do you expect to see over here? Can anyone please help me? After calling drop mic, what is my mic number you expect here at this point? 10 or 11 or 9? Huh? 9. What is that? Still showing 10. Let me see. Mic number equal to mic number minus 1, return mic number. Let me see if that will. Okay, it got. Now it is 9, right? Yeah, previously I had my mistake. I cannot return. Oh, the reason was that either the dash, the postfix operator, it returns, and after that it decrements, right? So the postfix, if I would write this way, return this, then it would work. Let me see. Now it is working. So now we got one thing. So for postfix operation, since it works with old value, and then after it is done, it decreases later. So this is why this way did not work. So but for this case, I like to use like this way explicitly. define mic equal to mic minus 1 and this. And similarly, for instance, if I use this code in Java, then it should work for me. If I use this code in Java, then instead of system.console.writeLine, I need to write system.out. I'm sorry, the computer is slow. Okay, system.out.println, then should work. Okay, if I say return dash dash mic, then this should work. Okay, not void, I need to put integer. Okay, I got my result. Okay, now people who are taking C++, wait for a few minutes. I will convert this program in C++ for you on Replit. So anyone has any questions so far? Okay, I like you to start, okay, coding other programs, for instance, like this one. Okay, if I get time, then I will go each in my lecture, but you yourself please try to start. Thank you so much. And C++ people, okay, who are taking C++. Java. Okay, I need another fleet that is called CPP. Okay, so let us make this program. So using is namespace std. Okay, then I don't need this. And let me convert this code, get this code from here. So I need this class. So please, C++ people, tell me what do I need to change? Okay, I need change. Okay, for this one I need to make dot colon sign, and I need also an access modifier over here.
Your curly bracket, your last one needs to have a semicolon as well.
Yes, I need to put a semicolon. What else?
This statement needs to have a arrow instead of a dot.
Okay, instead of this dot, what do you need to convert?
Dash arrow.
Yes, thank you. Instead of dot, I need to put dash error. I need to put this. Okay, so far is good, and I need one more change, right? Yes.
Is there any idea as to when the test grades will be released? Or
Maybe by this week, by the end of this week, or next week. Next week.
are we? I know that you mentioned that if the one part, if people struggled a lot with it, that we will get some points. How is that coming about?
Yeah, that will be considered. Let us see that overall grade, and we will do a carving. Okay. So far is good, right? Okay, and then how do we create constructor? Sorry, how do we create an object? We call SpiTurtle. Let me copy the code from there. So we will use SpiTurtle turtle t1. Okay. Or there is two way, PyTurtle t1, just we will put don't need new, like spider T1 this way. Oh, sorry, we don't need colon. Spider T1. Okay, so instead of this system.out.println, we use cout, right? This one, instead of plus, we will use this one, and at the end we will use endl. Okay, one is solved. Then this one, cout. And here, instead of this one, and here, okay, there is an error over here. And instead of this one, we will use endl. Okay. Okay. So initially microphone number is 10 after calling. Okay, after calling this drop mic, microphone is 9, right? Now it is working. Is okay?
So we don't need to ever overload because we're using the voice.
No, no. For this is it is not asking you to override the toString method. But for C++, overriding toString method is different. Yeah, please remember or memorize those code. Okay. I gave a previous code in the previous program. Thank you so much, and you have a good day.